we're live. We're live with week 8. I'm alive. I've just driven across country. And I'm home. And I think we're set up. I'm not. I've failed the crop. Thalius has resubbed for 51 months at tier 2. Don't quite know what I've done to deserve this. I am going back to America, unfortunately, Tim. Well, I'm happy to be going back, but I'm not happy to be going back to America.
Congrats on CRL.
Yeah. So I got home and my PC has been freaking out. Going back to the vibes where it likes to just die every few whiles. So whilst I open these replays, if the stream does go down, you do know what happened. And that's that the PC died. But at the moment, I think I'm still alive as I'm able to still move the mouse. So that is promising. And we will be able to get stuck into the Smiles conference, which is awesome. Thank you for the 51 months, Thalius. And the 22 from Tim. I agree completely, Luke. America does suck, I'm sorry. You know, the UK really isn't that good. But I don't think people realise the direction we're going in, simply because we're not as bad as America yet. Texas, in particular, I mean, I'm still happy. I'm still happy. Okay. Anybody celebrating the bank holidays? No, because there was lots of traffic. There's lots of traffic in the Smiles conference table as teams try and squeeze past each other. I believe there was an off-stream game, and the Limerick Lumineon lost it. Who did they lose to? Because I was expecting them to be 5-2, but they're not. So they mark the boundary between playoffs and not, as it stands, heading towards mid-season. The Portishead Ponyta, the Arnhem Appleton, the Rotterdam Rotoms, the Arizona Altarias still outside. Loop! They lost to Loop. Well, that is understandable. They are currently led by a distance on Mon Difference department by the Belfast Blazikens at 27. I am just going to take my headset off because you can hear the music and I still can. It's just, this is a lot more peaceful for me like this. I shall hydrate as we head to the first Smiles conference battle of the week. Sorry, I'm out of practice. And I'm basically not going to be live at all this week or pretty much next week either. This could honestly be the last stream for like 2 weeks. Depending on when we can squeeze Draft League in. So it's kind of sad.
Blazikens meet Wailords
just a lot going on
this week.
Of course, Pudding, you're going to be there as well. It's going to be nice. It's nice to finally be able to confirm for you that I will be there. 22 months for the Blazikens as we look at Shell Smash United, from what I've seen. Against the Yorkshire Yanma. And it does appear that there are 3 Shell Smashers, so exciting times. Incineroar, Tangrowth. Fire Punch goes off. Rocky Helmet. And an Earthquake. Huge return damage there from Icy. That Tangrowth doesn't give a flying. Ian. Great Tusk in on the Drain Punch. Okay. Ferrothorn in on the Rapid Spin. That's our very fast Domfan now, but can it really break through a Ferrothorn? I doubt. Of course it can. It's got a boosted attack and it's got stab fighting. I forgot that particular Domfan is part fighting. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what type it was. So Blastoise immediately in response with the Shell Smash. That's cool. With a White Herb as well, meaning it can probably take 1 hit from the Goodra as it clicks Flash Cannon because it doesn't have Ice Beam or Ice Punch. So it Shell Smashes again. That is an alpha move from Loop and the Ludicolos, one that we can all respect. A Sludge Bomb does not poison, as it is not cringe, which allows the Aura Sphere to... Loop did not look at his opponent's draft when using this team, and that is the real alpha play. So Incineroar comes in. In comes Hatterene. Sub Levi. No Intimidate on Incineroar. Who doesn't use Blaze? Endeavor Blaze. It's clearly a strat to be on low HP. Yeah, so Reflect goes up and does Trick Room. But hang on a minute. X-Cloud in Trick Room. It's just going to crit through Light Screen. No, it does not. Okay. It might get a bit nuzzled. It does get Dazzling Gleam, so down will go the Mary Matrix. So not flawless for Icy, albeit his team setting up to cook right now with the Bisharp. Gets a little boost from the one fallen ally, and in comes Crustle on a Sword Dance. Okay. This is going to be Cross-Chop Crustle. Lives with the Sturdy. And Earthquakes. There's the leftovers. And now it just Earthquakes. No care for the risk of Sucker Punch. Down it goes. Okay. So, Reflect still up for one more turn after this. Don't allow Incineroar too much happiness as it does come in and go out with the crit. Sucker Punch. Did the crit matter? It's possible, depending on the spreads. I think this might be wraps for the Ludicolos in this particular matchup. Indeed, it seems. Loop attempts the strategy in the chat of the battle here. I see him typing restart plus, but it didn't work. I see with the one-shot Iron Head with that Sword Dance, and that was quite an execution and very well played from Icy and the Yorkshire Yanma. Okay, what do we have here? Well, it would appear that it is these fellows, the Scunthorpe Scorbunny and the Liverpool Litten. Chickenator? Yes, there's a Volbeat, in fact. Very cool. How you doing, Mojack? And after this, currently on the conveyor belt, is the Appletuns against the Rotoms. So I'll let you enjoy the team preview for a sec while I get those in line. One day I will have a perfect broadcast system for this. Okay. We've collected all the level 1 emotes, guys. Thanks. Whoop. So, what's going on? There's the eel on these Scorbunnies. I don't know what it can do other than Volt Switch every time it comes in. Pretty good. No ground type to block it. Could be a Terra Ground. Terra Ground Chestnut seems pretty cool, but not because Kartana is a thing. But Kartana's actually a... If it's running Aerial Ace, it's... To be fair, why would you fucking bother running Aerial Ace against a Chestnut? It's just gonna change type. I don't know what else with Terra here. I guess we've seen Terra Overquill. Whereas Joe, he's kind of just here as a wall of this battle. It's a very defensive looking team, but that easily be deceiving with the likes of Raikou and Mega Blastoise and Overquill. I don't know if I believe in that Overquill with Seismitoad there. Dragapult shouldn't do much with Florges. So, interesting actually. So Raikou's in. Opening an Eel. Eel wins because it's a slower Volt Switch. Click the pivot move and win. So Florges is forced in. U-turn, in fact. Here's Kartana. What's it going to be? Is it going to be the Chestnut immediately? It is. On the Smart Strike. Does 46%. Is this offensive Chestnut? Or that's actually Life Orb Kartana. That is probably a bad news realistically. I mean, it's actually really good for breaking quite a defensive team. It does mean that Raikou, of course, does outspeed. So there's the Toxic from Overquill. A nice read on the switch. Chestnut back in as the rocks go up. I think Azazel will happily take this. Him and Regirock bringing in the Dragapult on a Seed Bomb. No Leech Seed, no recovery. Chestnut being worn down. Kartana likes that as substitute. Don't see how a Dragapult can kill a Florges. Does it get anything? Dragon Dance, okay. Moonblast. It's leftovers, so and what does this get? Iron Head, does it get? Does it get? Oh, I've seen it Phantom Force before. Okay, it just pieces. Fall back on the eel. Fair enough. But the eel does not threaten this Florges, so Joe can probably just... He does wish and look to get the Chestnut in. But the Discharge Para could be interesting if it actually existed, which it doesn't. So in comes the Chestnut. On a Discharge. Okay. There's not Para either. Here's Terrafire for Flamethrower. I don't know how much this is going to do. Drain Punch is so much. 47%, especially defensive looking Chestnut. That's depressing for Eel. But then, why are you staying in on the physical hitter? In comes Dragapult. I'll start to Dragon Dance again. And is gone to Shadow Claw. Okay. I mean, to be fair, it was smart from Joe to run an anti-Dragapult Chestnut because he knew that the Dragapult would probably want to stay in on the Chestnut more than anything. Is this weakness policy? Why would you stay in? It is rock policy, weakness policy. Clicking rock polish and getting this off the mark. Where's the priority? In fact, this thing's deadly. This thing's absolutely deadly. Oh, but the Intimidate Overquill play around. Does it have Aqua Jet? Terrafet, of course. Just change type. And close combat resisted. If only Azazel clicked Stone Edge like a man. And there you have it. Poison Jab killing, by the way. What if it hadn't clicked close combat? Would that have been enough damage? In comes the Kartana. There's no Chestnut. If Bronzong dies, then this Kartana is only really at the mercy of Raikou, who does come in. So here's Volbeat. Oh, switch. Gonna hurt. Chickinator 2. As Bronzong is in on the U-turn. Okay. Kartana in aggressively. Does not care. Leftovers on the Bronzong. What's Bronzong got? Knockoff. Fucking Jesus. What was the Bronzong set? We'll never know because it didn't stand up to Life Orb Kartana. As Raikou is back in. At the moment, Joe is running out of Mons and his Kartana is killing everything. I don't know if he can win. Raikou taking damage from rocks each time. Trick lagging tail, and it's game over. That's game. Kartana comes in, and it's a 3-0 against Joe and the Litten. Trick lagging tail. What a play. To seal things out. This Life Orb Kartana has just absolutely decimated. It's such a defensive of sort balanced teams from the Litten, and this just got ripped into. So much pressure from the weakness policy Terrakion. I don't know what the Dragapult was there to do, to be honest, but it didn't need to do anything. Kartana's so scary. And that's it. Okay. Jesus, I can't believe it killed Bronzong. Then what would Bronzong... I guess Bronzong could have had, like, Thunder Waved, though. Okay. What a battle. We've got the Appletons And the Rotoms up next. They're at HP fire on the Bronzong. And that shit got banged. Was it a roll? New unofficial champion. That's cool. Indeed, this is the Dutch Derby. This is Dorans against Amsterdam. Alright. What do we got? Pod as an anti-Alakazam. Can Alakazam trace emergency exit? I guess it probably can. What happens if Alakazam is below half health and it traces emergency exit? Does it proc immediately? I have so many questions. So we've got the Mega Gallade. I mean, Entei looks absolutely demon in this match. Should be able to break Sylveon, Corviknight, and Knuckle Stack with Sacred Fire and Iron Head, I guess, assuming Fairy Knuckle. And there is the Drago Boy. That's also a big threat, though, although it could be covered off by Scarf Articuno. Yes, that outspeeds, but then it's Terra, so it will just Terra into a fucking Fire type or some shit. So there's a lot of threats on both teams. I guess Iron Bundle is a threat because Freeze Dry, but then Articuno. So I don't know. There's a Rotom lead. As Knuckle Stack will get rocks up straight away. So Pod is in. Why is that in particular? What does it do? First impression banded. Corviknight is in. Waterfall. That is a lot of damage actually. It might be banded. If that's defensive Corviknight, which leftovers, most likely. Rotom is in on a U-turn. No, Roost, keeping that HP high. Sylveon. Tanking the Defog. Okay, switch initiative somewhat handed back over. No Volt Switch from the Rotom, as you see Bastion not wanting to take any risks with the speedy, offensive Sylveon. Up goes Vaporeon. It's not got leftovers. What is this? Is it the... It's got to be the anti-Knuckle item, right? Because Salt Gear fucks water types. So here's Entei. Terra Steel. Iron Head. Oh, the Protect Scout. Smart. And then you might as well Sacred Fire this turn like an Alpha because Sylveon is not staying in. And that's going to... Wait. I mean, to be fair, there's like no safe switching for Casper at this point, really. Like, it's Life Orb, though, which sucks for Entei. I mean, it's going to hit hard, but like this thing is dying to its own Life Orb. There's Sacred Fire. Does it? Does not burn. Someone in chat explain why Vaporeon is called that. Is it anti-Salt Cure? It is. That's cool. It's not protective pads, is it? I don't think that's a different item. I don't know the other. I don't know the name of it. Wish goes up. Wish goes up. All right, we are back to Smiles Go for Miles. This is what we're talking about. Where is Vaporeon going? Scald. Fishing for that burn. Finding the burn. Actually a big deal. It's no longer got a leftovers advantage. As we are seeing some more Wish action. No, flip turn. Okay. Interesting. Entei is back. Peak that pressure applied on. Casper has no safe switch for this. Imagine if this Entei was like sub leftovers. Instead of Life Orb. Absolutely decimate. Of course, you don't know if you really want to run sub against a Sylveon. Because, oh, goodbye. Hyper Voice goes through, but that also means it can't really break your sub, which is kind of cool. Alakazam is in. Articuno. They're looking to take a special hit, but Psyshock could hurt a lot. But would it really be Psyshock against Steel Entei? Focus miss. Bravely clicked. It is. Hits for a lot of damage. It has to be Scarfed Articuno. There's no way. It's not. Hurricane. No U-turn. Sylveon in. Okay. That's the hit right there. Life Orb. Okay. To be fair, Bastions does love his Life Orbs. I should not be surprised. Okay. Sylveon. Up goes the Wish. Gallade on the switchback. Steadfast, so if it is fake out Gallade, don't click it. It does get fake out, doesn't it? No one runs it, but I can't remember if it does. Actually, it probably doesn't. I think Gardevoir. Then Gardevoir would. I don't think Gardevoir pixelate fake out would really be a thing. Palaxel is quite resisted. How fast is this fella? 408 speed. Goes boom, flip turn. Bastion stays in. Does not care one bit. Why would he? It's kind of hard to hit and actually one-shot this Gallade. And close combat crits for 79%. I don't know if that crit mattered. I guess Corviknight could have switched out into Sylveon. But it was always going to die. We're actually asking if it matters. I don't think it mattered. Psychic kills. Down goes Gallade. It's done its job, apparently. Don't know about that. We'll see. Protect Alakazam. Honestly, kind of respect that. Sylveon on the Leaf Storm. Lives. Bosch. Regidrago in. Will-O-Wisp, is it there? Switching into Articuno, maybe predicting Terrafire. No. Oh, is it? And it's not Scarfed Articuno, so this is going to die. Terra Steel. Dragon Dance again. Oh, God. Does it die to 2 first impressions from there? I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's E-Speed Entei potentially in the back as well. Here comes Entei. The E-Speed to die. This might be game. First impression. Bonk. Does these even live a hit? Well, because it will go back out because of first the emergency exit. So it can come back in, but then Entei has died for pretty much nothing. Not ideal. There is Vaporeon dead. I think Alakazam wins now. There's no way this thing can kill, right? Because it fails if you stay banded into first impression. Ooh, that could have been really close, actually. But Entei died. Could have been kind of cool to first impression, then get the free switch out because of emergency exit. It might have been the one of the few times that that ability was actually useful. But I'm sadly not. It's going to be a 2-0 for the Rotterdam Rotoms. Big Dragon is big damage. Yeah, that mon's kind of fucking weird. I'm going to be honest. Oh. Okay. I don't like mons like Regidrago. But you know what it's going to do every single time it comes. Well, actually, it has 2 things, right? It can Dragon more, or it can just Dragon Dance and Terra. Alakazam cleans up. Alright. Bosch. We have got the Limerick Lumineon against the Morticoon Mimes. And the Mimes are a big player so far in the Smiles Conference this season. Traced emergency exit. Oh, that's kind of funny, actually. That's quite funny. I forgot about that. And it will be the Ponyta against the Starmies after this. Alright. We have got the bulky offense Mega Venusaur proclaiming... I mean, this is just a crazy draft from Yeti. I mean, you realize he's just bringing an OU team that's actually now like RU in this gen.
When do you fly to Dallas?
Hello, Subson. I fly on Thursday. I get there, I cast, I go home immediately. It's pretty abrupt. We also get to see Crimson, which is pretty cool, as there's also going to be Rocket Clash at the same time. So that is nice. And meanwhile, we've got the Jirachi, Clodsire, Bombardier, Tauros, Paldea, Combat, of course, the most normal named Pokemon, and Volcarona. Okay. Is the U-turn predicting a force switch, but Mandibuzz didn't care. Is it an anti-rock berry? That is Alpha from Yeti, who just stays in U-turns. Okay, here is Tauros something. As Mega Venusaur will get the Mega off and begin the Leech Seed process. The knockoff process. Goodbye specs on Jirachi. Oh god. Still a lot of damage. And an Earthquake. No Synthesis. I honestly thought that was a Synthesis Scout from Yeti. And he's actually potentially... left his Mega Venusaur a little bit out to dry there. Although there is a Clodsire, so you may be able to force yourself a chance to get in and get that Synthesis off, so fair enough. Knockoff will get rid of the choice. Sark had a lot of plans to break through this bulk, and those items have not been kind. In fairness, it's nice that this bird can now switch up its moves and go for a Brave Bird and crit, in fact, as Dom fan probably was just happy setting rocks. Indeed it is. Terra flying for more Brave Bird damage. It isn't enough though. Let's play rough. Also isn't enough. Ice Shard though, threatening the kill. As leftovers continue to heal, but no Ice Shard clicked from Yeti. Maybe he didn't have it. Fair enough if not, but Donphan has gone down. King Arthur outspeeding with the Icicle Crash. Is it Scarf? Probably not. We'll never know. So here's the Combat Boy. Mandibuzz back in. Will tank 2, you would think. Except it's Bulk Up. Okay. What does that mean? I don't really know. And it goes for Body Press and does some damage, but not that much. We see Knockoff, which gets rid of Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry. Okay. Body Press. More damage. And that's a Roost. Honestly, shame we haven't seen more Bulk Ups. Trailblaze. Okay. We are seeing some weird Tauros sets with the Bulk Up Trailblaze trend. Kind of interesting. Yeah, it's a shame there wasn't that many slots at the Rocket Clash LAN. And you do your game next. It's actually on next by chance of you asking. So yes, we are doing Ponyta against the Starmies next. That's a Thunder Wave that catches the Jirachi. Going pretty well, it has to be said. Oh, Yeti is the para. Doom Desire up. Pretty cool. So the only really remaining win con for Sark is somehow getting off a setup sweep with Altaria or Volcarona. Is this Lumberry? That's depressing. Whew. Future's Eye and Doom Desire going off at the same turn. I thought surely there'd be more Quiver Dances to offset this paralysis, but apparently not. In comes Baxcalibur and it's surely just going to kill. It's going to Dragon Dance in the face of Volcarona, who breaks through and Fire Blast. What? Dude, why not Quiver Dance again in front of the Giraffe? And what is the thermal engine shit? The Tauros lives, bro, and that's now dead. But there's still a humongous fridge magnet in the fucking back. And I don't see how it's going to die. And there's this thing as well. I think it's game. Okay. This thing gets Brave Bird now, doesn't it? That's what Sark's trying to play. It's going to die. It's not going to work. 40%. Maybe it'll work. Just don't get poisoned and... Okay, right. What was the plan there? I thought you'd roost and Dragon Dance until you got the poison on you, but to be honest, it didn't matter. You weren't one-shotting Melmetal. That thing's huge. Box. This is what the bulk of the Mimes team does. It just breaks people, breaks teams and plays. This just was not the finest or a finer tool hour for the Lumineon. Eddie is going to waltz his way to, I think, a 7-1 record, which is pretty sick for the Mimes as a franchise. Very nice. We move to this battle. The Starmies facing off against the Portishead Ponyta. I gather will be in Dallas, which is cool. I can try and testify in person that there are 2 different people in that family. Okay. We will have to move on to the Altarias against the Inkays. I am so out of it. Life is just... Okay, so we have Spiky Morwily versus probably Terra Torterra. We have definitely Terra Torterra. Jesus fucking Christ. There's going to be a turn 1 Torterra lead to Terra and set rocks just because it's not fucking useful if it's in the back and grass ground, because then it can't switch into Darmani big fucking face boy, because no one else does that apart from Torterra, who has Terra'd. Huh. So Sniper has the Meow, who's very dangerous. And there is the Gudra. Karma comes down to... I don't know... I feel like the Starmies, if they can break with their offensive threats, they just win. But if not, they bounce off and they have to fall back on this Screamtail Snorlax. Or that won't be able to kill Slowbro Togekiss. I don't know what Urshifu stupid Mon does, so... It's a Terra lead. Look at this. He's going to click Terra. It doesn't click Terra. I thought it was going to be like Terra Fire. Oh, it's a Zoroark lead. I would have fallen for that. You know, fair play. But now Torterra has to come in now. There you go. Okay. Rock. That's going to be a lot of damage. Max defense Torterra holds. I don't know why Harry is holding on to the Terra. We all know it's going to Terra. There's superpower for some damage, to be fair. Togekiss. This is really dangerous. I feel like the Psycho Darmanitan comes in and it just does a stupendous amount of damage. Air Slash. Terra Steel. Flinch. I'm assuming that matters a lot, considering that's probably some sort of Terra Blasting, Iron fuck-facing, physical hurting move. Like Dragon Dance, of course, is what it would have been. And the Earthquake goes off. Close combat. Choppleberry. Still dead. That's rough because it was a cool idea from the Starmies, but it's Togekiss clicking Air Slash. What the fuck are you going to do? Low kick cleans up, you would expect. Master Oogway, okay. I don't have to deal with that stupid Mon that's not a Mon. So in comes Togekiss again. Dreamtail. Bosh. has also not got leftovers and gets flinched. And oh god, gets Thunder Wave off on the Togekiss and now disable. What the fuck? I see. When I saw no leftovers, I thought it was Covert Cloak, so it couldn't get flinched at all. But disable is kind of cool. Now Screamtail is kind of dead. The Ancestor is here. Heavy Slab. A lot of damage, but Wish will come through. Okay. I'm sure he has 100 and 100 bulk and resists ice. Why is it a water type now? And I looked at the start of the battle, it was fighting only. There's Terrify. It's Terrify. Hey, there's a Sucker Punch. Does it get Will-O-Wisp? I don't think so. Synthesis, though, pretty cool. And down goes the Screamtail. Here is the Galarian boy who earthquakes and it's just dead. Alright, Harry to the Togekiss. Will-O-Wisp on the thingy. It's not Togekiss because it's the thingy. Pursuit, a nice catch, but of course the Will-O-Wisp keeping it safe from the Snorlax just about. It's close. I don't know who I think wins. I mean, Harry is the one applying more pressure, but then Sniper's the one with the Darmanitan and the meow, meow, meow. The Slowbro is kind of just there in the back, though. I don't know if Darmanitan breaks it. It probably does. I don't think the cat does. Icicle Crash. Oh, it lives! What the fuck? This is what you get for using Togekiss, Harry, I'm afraid. That could end up being huge, in fact. Togekiss. Not Togekiss. It's actually Scarf Zoroark with the Flamethrower. Oh my god, and it crit one-shots. That might have mattered as well. That's non-stab. This is a crazy RNG-filled battle. Slowbro in. U-turn. How much does Dom do? It needs a flinch. It has to go for it. Rage for flinch for Ymir. The snowman man. Oh, well, this thing's fucking dead. That's a smart play from Harry. And you're going to bring the Zoroark back in. Just click Flamethrower to win. Unless the Meow is scarfed. Does that outspeed them? Let's see. It is knockoff, okay, but that's cringe for Sniper, who just loses to Slowbro, who clicks Slack off. Yeah, that was a good game. It was actually pretty well played, I feel like, from both teams. Got 80% to kill there. Oh, the Icicle Crash. Meow was scarfed and Zoroark wasn't. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh. We're increasing the average turns artificially here. We all know this battle was over in 30. And Harry killed it. 1-0. It's another close battle. Flamethrower was a roll as well. Wow. Huh. This looks fun. Or Aerodactyl. After this is the Aggron against the Gallade. What's coming up? I wish I had a sidebar that showed the order of games. Super cool for then your VOD scanning as well. So much potential. So untapped. Like, I would have got an Iron Tail. You were running Iron Tail. Jesus, that is brave. I respect it, though. I have done it and regretted it. Dream Arena is out on the Rotom. And Claydol will be here for the trick. No, okay. And in come the Sandy Shocks as 3 rocks go up. And they are probably going to stay there unless Torkoal is allowed to have some time to itself. Terra Dark Cobra popped on a Toxic. Honestly, worth Ariana. It's a very nice Terra Dark play that was probably expected to be used against Elements thing. Roaring Moon. No switch though, as there's no real safe one to this thing at the moment. So a free now play for Sneasler, who will have a scary U-turn into Aerodactyl. I thought that would have been a Volt Switch with no immunity, honestly. Alright. Well, there's the kill. I honestly thought Drample was going to come in because Volt Switch was too, like, wanted. Okay, Stone. Okay. Alright, no fearing of the Scarf. Ariana clicks the button, and you know what? Fair enough. I don't know if Aero would have been one shot anyway. Could have been Will-O-Wisp, but you know what? Click the button, think later. That's how you win. Stone Edge hitting to kill. Gone. Well, the rocks might be gone, but what does that mean? There's a little stupid ruined cornflake Larvesta in the back. I don't even know what that does. Here is Dual Wing. He misses! Iron Head. I thought it would Dragon Dance. But it probably didn't think... I mean, it had to play for the miss. Oh, Ed's gone. Maybe it wasn't Dragon Dance. Maybe it was just Scarf and got outsped. That's probably it. Steel Slitherwing. First impression to get the kill. Bonk. There it is. Pretty cool. Photosynthesis. It'll be slower after DD. What the? That's true, actually. You're right. Each life. Bonk. Super effective. What? It's bug fighting. You're telling me there's no fire with it. What? It's baby Volcarona. Why is it fighting? Here's an Amorous, but Pre-Breeder is a thick bitch, and I don't think she's going to care all that much about your Sludge Bomb. No, it takes pretty well. There's a fair bit of damage. Prehistoric Volcarona. They hadn't discovered fire yet. Is that the explanation? And it takes no explanation, really. The Altarias have actually got themselves a dub. It has come against bottom of the conference, the Irish Inkay as it stands, but you take the dubs you can get. Why not? First impression, keeping the one differential healthy, as the Altarias do. 4-0, and a solid battle, 18 turns. Okay. Gallade and the Aggron. Fair enough theory, but clearly, as you say, uncanon. It's just a theory. A game theory. Yeah, we'll all get a bus back to the... Actually, you probably won't be on that bus, but yes, I fly back on Monday. You can figure out what flight I'm on and what flight you're on another time. Salamence. Scizor. There is the Dragon Dance. Yeah, I'm going to and from Heathrow, so that might help. Scarfed Zera Order. Thomas did not respect it. He saw the kill And he was like, surely not. Okay, shit. So the huge threat gone as the webs will go up, but who's going to take the most advantage of them? Well, there is a lot of damage to be done by Infernape this game, but only if those webs stay up, and they haven't for very long there. It is a nice free flippy turn if the rocks aren't going up, as Mega Swampert goes up. And sets Rain against Shaman. This is optimistic, but Thomas has never cared what should and shouldn't work, and he does hard switch out in the rain to his Infernape, who does want to click the fire type move at this point, but now can't, so has to U-turn. The anti-synergy is so real. So in comes Ninetales, fucks off with the rain. It's snowy now, guys. Who cares? This is going very well for Subson. He'll be very happy with this. Freeze Dry comes out. Swampert on knock off. Nice. I'm going to be honest, Thomas. I don't see how you win this. Your team don't work together, and you blew the Salamence to find out that Zeraora was Scarf, which you probably should have not called the bluff of. Yeah, this thing's just dead. Unfortunate. Is it 6-0? That's the question. I mean, if Sizzle is just allowed to roost, yeah, this is done. You travel to Heathrow tomorrow and stay overnight. Are you staying like one of the hotels attached to the airport or something? It's funny you fly before I do. There's just been so much. There's just been so much going on. So much ungoodness. At least I had the time to direct the production of that video. Gallade getting killed. Hog you. At least we made a cool video. First time coming? Yeah. Yeah, it could easily have not have been. Alright. I think I'm karaoke. I'm literally like, I don't know, I'm so busy the second I get back that I'm going to be prepping for all of that. I want to come karaoke, I do. But I don't know. It's just going to be over instantly. Toxic? If only natural cure wasn't a thing. Each video goes crazy. Yeah, I gave him so many like specific. He said it was lovely to make because I made it so clear exactly what I wanted and how and why. And he, yeah, I've seen his videos, so I knew he'd have a good understanding for what I meant in certain scenarios at certain points. Aimed for a minute and we got pretty much that. It's very nice. Last time I was in the UK, I spent 7 hours at the airport waiting for them to open because I had such an early flight. There was no travel available early enough. But you just like stuck landside. I had that once waiting at Gatwick when my flight was like at 5:30ish, so I couldn't take public transport to get there around 3:30 because there just was none. So I had to get there at like half midnight, 1 AM, and just wait 4 hours for security to open. Landside with nothing open because it was stupid hours. Kind of wish that. I guess the biggest airports probably do have 24-hour like restaurants and food available, but Gatwick did not. Not landside. Maybe post security, yeah, 24 hours, I guess. How is this battle still going on? It is still going to be a 6-0. Yeah. There isn't anywhere near Gatwick that's 24 hours. Yeah. I just meant in the airport itself, but you're right. I mean, it is a long way south of London, right? Yeah. Yeah. Get from Liverpool to Manchester. Flight at like 10 AM? You couldn't get there? You couldn't get like a 6 o'clock train? You actually went the night before? Wow. Maybe it was like shit timetables at the time. Stuff 24 hours in Heathrow. Yeah, definitely within it. I don't know about landside though. Subson cleans up. He's going to be staying right in pursuit of the Blazikens by the looks of it. And speaking of Blazikens, I think they're in our next battle. They are... I don't know. They might be favoured to... They might be favoured to win this one, but I don't know. The Fishbond SuperRods have been picking up W's. But the way the Mon difference stands, you would probably be placing your channel points on whether or not the SuperRods will get a kill here or not. Because I can't see them winning. Not with Mega Lopunny and Gholdengo not already allowing you to play the game. But we will see. We will see. You had a delay for your other flight. 36 hours travelling. That's what you get when you live in the fucking North Pole, though. I feel like that's got to be somewhat of an expectation. From your house to Manchester via Liverpool. Oh, I see. That makes sense now. Alright. God of War lead. Is it Scarf? It's going to take probably 1 million HP just from Fake Out, though. And Captain Pudding won't stay in on it. He will switch to the Zapdos or the Tentacruel. Terra Fairy, just to boost that Moonblast power. Maybe it's going to be Gholdengo instead, then. It is. Fair bit of damage, though. From Sigmoid, and he gets the Moonblast drop. Gets the Moonblast drop. It's leftovers Gholdengo, though. Can it set rocks? It can probably do everything. Blissey comes in. What does Blissey do to a Gholdengo? Oh, God. It's Substitute. Oh, no. Nasty plot. Sub-nasty plot. And I think that one might also be game over as well. There's one more battle in the Smiles Conference. That is the Berkshire Blossom against the Entei Entei. Teleport into the Garchomp. It can break the sub. It will die, but it can break the sub. Fire Blast to break the sub. It's a very alpha play. I love Sigmoid. And goodbye, Sprinkle of Salt. No sesh. Alrighty. Tracing Good as Gold is pretty alpha, although Gholdengo doesn't really care. Mystical Fire is cool, and goodbye God of War as well. So at this point, the game loses to just Lopunny anyway, if this Gholdengo is dealt with by Galvantula. Which it might have a chance to, but Blissey's going to come in instead. The Mon that has demonstrated it cannot touch Gholdengo. Galvantula is literally sitting crying in the club right now. Shit happens, what can you say? It's more boosting for the Belfast Blazikens, and they rather impressive league play record as it stands. They're going to move to like into the plus 30s already, just 2 months into the season. They are on track for an insane Mon difference. I don't know what the record is. Anyone ever had plus 60 before? Because that's what we're looking at. You can't set hazard, you can't get rid of webs, you have no immunities to Lopunny, you need insane breakers, break Zapdos, can't have good psychic types or electric types because Crocodile. You can't play the game. Oh, you have to prep for niche sets who are insanely versatile like Gholdengo and Celebi. What do you do? Nasty plot until Focus Blast. Does it one shot? No, because it misses. Okay. I mean, Blissey will probably live. I think Gholdengo's special attack stat is actually that unreal. Maybe it is. It is. That's leftovers Focus Blast. Okay. It is plus 6, but it is 6-0 for the Belfast Blazikens in 17 turns. Right. Here we go. Like 130. What? I knew its speed wasn't great, but insanity. What the Fanooshk? Right. You've got the Berkshire Blossom up against the Entei Entei, who haven't been in their finest exciting form this season. The Solrock has still come though, so I will believe. Where are your Solrock switch-ins? Is not a question very often asked, but it is probably going to force in Swampert a lot of the time before Arcanine Terrors or whatnot. That's pretty cool. Got a Volt Switch off here. Will the Swampert be predicted? Instant Hidden Power Grass is dangerous because there was a... Wow, I am actually surprised there's no Hidden Power Grass because Rotom's weak to it as well. Very interesting. Stealth go up as the Gothagrigus comes in. Perhaps it was Rindo Swampert, I don't know. There is the Toxic Bikes in response. Interesting. Discharge, 37%. And the Parrot. Body Press will do some chip to the leftovers washing machine. Raz Hands. It's actually a really funny name. Pain Split. Okay. Do your thing, Tornadus. There aren't many happy switch-ins. There's knockoff. Will... Oh, get rid of Regenerator, of course. That's nice. Hello, Ball. So this Tornadus won't heal. Really cool mummy interaction. Rotom Wash in. Shadow Ball. Also, can't Primate be Eviolite now because there's Evil Primate. I'm just thinking, would it be Eviolite or would it just be a Scarfer to counter Mega Dancy? It's probably Scarfed Magnezone, to be honest, for that. It can be Eviolite. It's probably Eviolite then. Because with Terra, it can definitely easily tank Tornadus and Diancie moves. And I would expect Magnezone to be Scarfed anyway, if you want the default Diancie Forcer. Hydro Pump is a lot of damage on that Terra Steeled Arcanine. And weirdly enough, all it took was running Hydro Pump instead of the shitty other move. And this thing's suddenly putting on pressure and hitting all the Hydros, weirdly. So here's Diancie. Mega and Pop. Bye. I guess that was like Specs or something. Bella was very confident that was going to be an outspeed from Diancie. Here is Magnezone. It's not Scarf. Oh god. I respect the bluff from Cat. I would have respected it. Bella did not because she is better. And gets the kill on the Magnezone. Is this going to Terra then? It has to Terra. Maybe Solrock's going to Terra. I don't know. It does Terra. Terra Ghost. This is just Annihilate, isn't it? That thing's part Ghost. Eviolite is gone. Wow, that tanks. Rage Fist. Dead. So what does Rage Fist actually do? I gather it's an insanely strong move. Moonblast. Lived. Oh god. The Moonblast drop. I don't think it mattered for killing of the Diancie, but that's really funny. Fucking Moonblast drop chance. Oh! Oh my god! Bella forfeited. Yeah, I mean that is a fair and that is you click X when that happens. You just click X. That is. Oh, that's bad. Rock slide. Mess. Oh my god. It was definitely killing. I don't care if it was +1. Yeah, I mean that rock slide is always going to beat Charizard. Gothagrigus is low, but can't. Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, the battle was probably in the bag. I don't know what. I mean, Solrock could have exploded, perhaps, to take out Swampert. It probably wasn't safely in the bag. We don't know what Solrock had, and perhaps there's no rest on Gothagrigus. It really doesn't do that much. Wow. I kind of wish I got to see how that battle actually ended. But instead we got quite a funny different ending. So let's see what it did to the Smiles Conference, in fact, because we have all the battles done, which is very nice. All the battles done. Very cool. Actually relatively unusual. As it will bring us to the Week 8 standings. Yeah. I shall zoom in a little more. Little more. Yo, Pads, what's up? Thanks, man. You know, going to America would have felt nicer. I got to see a UK team there, wouldn't it? This is really weird. Have you ever seen anything like that? It's almost a shame that their divisions are at top 2 and top 4 because the top 3 are a ways off right now. The only person who comes close in Mon difference is the Snorlax Starmies and Sniper, but they're down at 4 and 4 in what is an incredibly exciting mid-pack. The Littens are back up into the top 5 despite losing. They are still up there. They were still 5th. They have kept their spot. Ponyta on the gain with a 3-win streak, only beaten really by the most informed team in the conference. Hello. How are you? No, I'm talking to the other person. How are you? I am. No, we're halfway through. We're halfway through. It's running. We're pretty much on time, guys, aren't we? About an hour conference. Just the way it was late because death to computer. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. I need to do a lot in the next week. I'm gonna probably have to push some stuff back so you can actually review and rate the updated logos, which is far more important than the actual content. It is a priority. You're right. Yeah, that's a priority. Lorna said so. You're in the forefront of our mind, guys. 33 mon difference for the Belfast Blazikens. You go wild, yeah. I'll give you a hand. I'll give you a hand in a bit. I'll give you a hand when we're done. Alright. Sad times for the Ludicolos. Down at 2 and 6. I do somewhat expect these 3, unlike the front-running 3 in the conference, to probably be left behind a little bit. Depends. We have seen greatness out of all 3 of them. They are not winless. That's too soon to say. Let's look at the Miles Conference. Let's look at the Miles Conference and see, because unfortunately the Miles Conference does have a winless team, and it is the Scotland Samurott. They go with the experience you would expect to get on the board sooner rather than later, and the only 1-6-1 team being the Cheshire Combees. A lot of 5 and 2 and 4 and 3. Everyone is within touching distance of each other. Somehow the Nottingham Noivern, who have looked like they can probably beat anyone this season, are in 15th, just because they have the weakest mon difference of the 3 and 4 teams. Unreal. Let's get the games open. Hope that my PC doesn't crash in the meantime. Woohoo! This, of course, does feature our featured matchup, which is the most Mimikyu against the Jersey Jolteons. I guess we'll work our way down. Starting with the Super Hoopa against the Dakar Drapion. Alright. I'm thirsty, but I drank all my water. Sad times. Any prediction openers? That is a good question. If you're going downstairs, I will happily take the water. Yes, please, Lorna. That's completely okay. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm thirsty for some reason. All this talking. Have you drunk water? Have you drunk enough? Fair enough. Alright. Let's set this up. Yes, let's open a prediction. Who is willing to predict against the Merseyside Mimikyu? I'm going to open a channel point prediction. For those of you who hear my voice, come up to the chat window and gamba. Thank you so much. There's a hand. We can see your shadow. We saw a shadow of. There's a hand. There's a hand. Rah! Joke's on you guys. That was actually my other hand. But I'm now hydrated. Thanks to Lorna. So we have the prediction open. Yes, do actually name yourself if you are willing to bet against the Merseyside Mimikyu. Just so that, you know, you can be claimed and ashamed. Or perhaps very proud if they do lose. Not me, yes. Well, Mojak's actually in this match. I need to get the logo of the Drapion up. So I will get on that real quickly. I do wish I could automate this. Right, did you win your game? Then I'll predict. Yes. That is how you solve the problem. Every single time I look for the Super Hoopa logo, guys, I scroll to S. But I only called it Hoopa in my file, so always a delay. And the second matchup is, of course, the Bradford Bulu against the Lumineon Vs Deino. Another purplish sort of matchup. So what do we got here? We've got the Veluza Angry Fish that did indeed do the business once in previous weeks. Keldeo, always a threat of sorts. The Gholdengo, the Umbreon, Arcanine. I mean, there's just a lot of cool ones. There's Clefairy. Clefairy doesn't really care about Umbreon at all. It might care about Mega Dancy though. Mantine, the anti-Keldeo. So I don't know, outside of Veluza, I don't know what threats the Hoopa have here. Does look like Tapu Lele and Mega Beedrill are kind of terrifying. So we'll have to see what the Gholdengo can do. It's a Beedrill opener. Getting that free Mega and U-turn off unless Protect. Don't know why it would be in this gen. There it is. A lot of bloody damage. And Mystical Fire catching, expecting Diamond Storm was Mojak, but there's no safe switching apparently. Clefairy not wanting to come in. Really can't retaliate in any way to the Diancie. So here is a force switch into the Arcanine, who does take that remarkably well thanks to the Intimidate, and it Morning Sun's in the face with Milka's Rawr XD being the name. Probably deserves to get credit as it tries to recover some extra HP here in front of the roller skate. So in comes Tauros Paldea Aqua. Is it going to be Bulk Up, baby? It's Bulk Up. Is it going to be Trailblaze? No. In comes Mantine. Sub Carmine Keldeo has entered the chat. I don't know if Mantine can break. Is this where we're going to see Brave Bird Mantine? No, it's not. Clefairy. Unaware Clefairy. Is this the second to counter player? How well does it tank the Keldeo schools? Probably quite well if it is especially defensive. Here's the... Oh, it's a Hydra. Ooh. That is a bit too much. Mojak now hoping for the whiff. Is it Seismic Toss perhaps to break subs? No, it's back into Mantine we go. And it's another Carmine from Nelson. This Keldeo is a huge problem. If the sub can be broken though, then like Scarf Psy Shock does clean up if Scarf Lele. And Beedrill is a huge threat as well. So this isn't over yet. But Keldeo can just freely sub and Carmine is just subs up. Mantine can't retaliate. In comes Beedrill. And it's going to have to U-turn to break the sub. U-turn again if you're alpha. And by that I mean substitute again if you're alpha. Does Nelson sub? He should sub. In comes Clefairy is the sack, as you would expect from Mojak. Oh, it's a misplay. And now Lele, is it scarfed? It is. It is. And this is just a dead Keldeo. Oh, it's Psychic, not Psyshock. Does it kill? I don't think... Oh! It probably would have killed, let's be real. It's 2.5. Oh my god. In comes Gholdengo. This is a disaster. I mean, it's Choice Scarf Mantine now. Is Choice Scarf Mantine a threat? It's getting the burns. Not Water Veil, clearly a misplay. Can get burnt by Synchronized. Beedrill in. How can an Umbreon retaliate? Show me your U-turn sacrificey. Who wants to take the brunt of the Falunk? I mean, Arcanon's pretty good, as is Goldengo, right? Here it is. Look. Knock off. That's Rocky Helmet. Mantine back in. Scarf Mantine, the threat. Do we see Wild Charge? Bosh. Terra Water. What is it going for? The read on the thing. It's probably predicting the Donphan to come in. Oh, God. Oh, it is Wild Charge. Why would you Terra Water then? What the fuck? Huh? Oh, because worried you were getting outsped by Scarf. Oh, yeah, of course. To resist the Water type move. Okay. There's the Wild Charge. A lot of damage. Citrus Berry is popped. This thing is somehow back above HP to do the thingy. But Beedrill is... Oh, it's Fell Stinger. Oh, Shinooshk. Oh, man. This is maybe game. Oh, my God. The Fell Stinger. Mega Beedrill. Only Mojak. Only Mojak gets to knock off. I thought it would be Poison Jab, but it's not. It's not got Poison Jab, I don't think. Maybe it does, but the Will-O-Wisp missed. The Will-O-Wisp missed. Oh my God, the fail. I mean, that's been so well played by Mojak. Nelson's been really unlucky. And I understand the forfeit. That is despair. I feel like it's one of the most painful battles ever if you're in Nelson's spot. Because you get so unlucky. But you could have avoided that. That's the worst part. You know? When it's kind of your fault. But also stupidly unlucky. It's like how I feel playing Emerald Kaiser. It's actually... soul destroying. Also, there was no logos during that whole time. Those logos were meant to be there. Sorry. Of course I said I noticed. Sorry for saying probably you said it probably and I just probably didn't notice it. Alright. Here comes Tim. Altana looking like a big threat again. When isn't it? There is no safe switching other than Celesteela once it's lost its item. But it's going to lose time anyway. Also, Walrein has come. I don't know why, but it has. Defensive counter to Excalibur. I don't know what Walrein's going to do, but I'm excited to find out. Walrein is gonna tell us. In comes Meow. Oh, this is some Rindo Berry counter shit. Okay, never mind. Well, there's the U-turn. Into the Rock Dog. Omastar comes in. What can this thing do to Omastar? Is it going to set some chonky hazards? Probably not, because Sableye, Mega Sableye would have been expected, so instead it Shell Smashes. Gets the White Herb, and how does Walrein punish? Does it have Grass Knot? I don't know. Ancient Power is the move. Doesn't kill. And Tim clicks Curse. Now that is a one-way ticket to Slammer Town. And so Sableye comes in rather than sacking the Walrein, because no one wants to see Walrein die. So now Sableye is hilariously chonked. But I don't think it could ever have really killed this Omastar in 2 anyway. Unless it was running some dank stuff. So Terra Poison is the move to counterplay the Scarfed Kartana. Very cool. Easily planned from Flupkey. I think that's it. Him was supposed to Terra Ghost the Walrein for this curse. Terra Ghost curse. What? That's insane. What? That's so cool. That's so cool. What the fuck? Was it going to be like fake out Sableye to like to keep the curse going for long? Like, that's insane. I've been scammed of a Terra Ghost curse. That is like photosynthesis special defense boost. Hold the front door. Wish. Boom. It gets boom burst. What? I'm sorry. I've just been too used to watching snipers click wish and protect. What the fuck? Okay. All right. Yeah, no, Flubkey and the Dino are still going to take this, but Tim, as per usual, has still won the battle in our... Oh, fuck. That's a Mon difference down the drain, sadly. It's a 5-0, it's going to stand. Okay. So we're here. And it is the Red Hill Regirock by the looks of it. Against the Combees, who currently sit atop the conference. Slacking lead. And a slacking. That's probably quite bad for the Ditto, because I think slacking has a shit ton of HP. Drain Punch. So, Ditto will trace all the stats, but not HP. Now, I don't even know what Ditto's base HP is, but it's clearly not that good, because Earthquake Crit has just one-shot it. That's not great. Yes, I would imagine the crit matters, because you still trace a shit ton of defense. Here we are. I mean, look. Getting some Perish Song shit. We are. Earthworm is not having a good time. It's just not having a good time. Since he has come into this battle with vengeance, frankly. And assuming that the Iron Moth and the Scizor can clean up the remaining couple Mons, this is just a decimation. Mega Banette is going to need to be tricky as shit. How? I don't know. This seems very difficult for the Combees to wriggle out of. Is it just over? I don't know. The Turtonator can do some shit, right? The Banette's going to kill them on. Here we go. U-turning. Staying in and knock-offing. What? Now taking more rock damage for no reason on the Iron Moth. So the Iron Moth is the only one really like... Okay. This is now really awkward because rocks are up. And I think they're going to stay up. There's another mean look, but I don't know if Sylveon cares about this Murkrow. Actually tried to wish, because Toxic would have done the job, and it does. So in comes slacking. It's going to be the move. Aiming is the switch. No brave Banettes. That is a lot of damage. But if it has Synthesis, it's not going to mind too much. In comes Iron Moth. The rocks. Oh. And Banette take one, I'm not sure. There's the switch into Banette. Risks the Shed Shell. Psychic is the move of choice, weirdly. I guess. No, that is the move of choice. Destiny Bond, trying to take down the Bonnet, who has leftovers. And just click Spore. Nice. I just can't believe this is so close now, Finchy. For me, I just cannot comprehend the Scizor staying in on a Turtonator. Are you like trying to punish a Shell Smash or something? I don't even know. I'm actually worried that Maddie might hold because of the bulk that still remains and the rocks that are up. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Another drop. You can't kill anything. That's how it seems. You can't get slacking back in now because rocks are up. It's a Mienshao who... Mienshao tier 2 or tier 3? Can it Terra? Terra Gunk Shot? I assume it might be tier 2. Quite good. Oh, and it's gone. It can Terra. Hold up. I don't think it gets Gunk Shot though, does it? Terra Poison Jab? It's not going to be enough. Here's Fiery Dance, and Turtonator's very niche typing is shutting that down a treat. What a start to this battle, actually. Maddie is going to be counting those lucky stars. Born Mienshao, that's cool. Flamethrower. Does this get Lava Plume? Or is Flamethrower just the way? Bad times. Be a Regirock fan. Got the Samurott. Hold up. The Samurott against the Bulu. I am so ready. My body is ready. For the Samurott against the Litwicks. Yeah, sorry. There's a spiritual connection between the Bulus and the Litwicks. It's my bad. Alright, here we go. One of the strongest, if not strongest entirely, seasons for the Leeds Litwicks so far leading up to this point. They face off against here on the near side, the currently winless Scotland Samurott. If there is a battle that would definitely go the Scotland Samurott's way, it is this one. I don't know how they're going to win, but I'm just, for some reason, I'm just confident that they will. There's a Magnezone lead. Catches the Duraludon immediately. Is that good news? I don't know. Apparently, it's not Magnet Pull, though. Or that, or it's Shed Shell. Because there's Hidden Power Ground, which is very cool. But it does no damage. So I'm thinking that's actually Shed Shell Duraludon. Kind of good prep from Valius. Unusual. So we have the Mega Arrow. Getting the Mega Arrow off. As we see a Shadow Sneak do a lot of damage. Is that maybe banded? If so, it might just be dead. However, it's going to really put this... It is potentially... Honestly, like, one more Shadow Sneak, and then that's it. Aerodactyl can't do anything unless it has Roost. Because now you have the Medicham, either Bullet Punch, and perhaps Diggersby, with, depending on spread, can just kill with Quick Attack even. So Lycanrock's going to come in. Look to Accelerock. Terra Ice. And just live. And kill Shadow Claw instead. Okay. Terra Ice. Magnezone. Thunderbolt is a huge amount of damage. The Diggersby is being spared. Interestingly, it has to be said. As Hidden Power Ground as well from the electric type. He'll electric type, win game. This is looking very good for Phalius as he gets the U-turn smack bang into the face of the Latias. We can start seeing some calm minds. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Oh, there's a Cork Drive. Mystical Fire. That's damage. And this thing is just about outspared, so I don't think... Okay. Yes. That's a turn. Fearing the Scarf, Phalius switches out into Delmies. Tanks the Earthquake. Now Earthquake is a hugely threatening move, and Scarf Diggersby is threatening to clean up. That's a dead crit. A very important crit, I imagine. In fact, Ice Beam kills. Does Scarf Diggersby win the game? I'm not sure. We're going to find out. It could be Scarfed Coco, but it's changed its moves up, so it's definitely not. But down goes the Latias. In comes the Diggersby. Here it comes. Diggersby cleanup. It's not Scarfed. It's not Scarfed. It's not Scarfed. And perhaps I should have known it was probably banded based off how much damage it did to Delmies. So the Leeds Litwicks are going to win and continue their fantastic season thus far. It's a 4-0. Okay. This leads us to Tampa Turtwig. And the matchup where they faced off against the Sleaford Snorlax. Okay. Dragapult. What a offensive draft this Tampa Turtwig franchise is sporting. Instantaneous Draco Meteor, but Landorus lives and gets the Taunt off, which is underwhelming, I have to say. Gets the big knockoff into the face of the Girafarig to get that weakness policy off. I think Luke was expecting a U-turn, but I think he has been able, regardless, to get this thing going. How does that outspeed Landorus? I do not know. Definitely doesn't have Unburden, and now it's gone. I don't know. Power Gem. Not wanting to give the Beast Boost away. Makes sense to the Nihilego. In comes Melmetal on the low kick. Very tidy read from Luke. That Melmetal, huge value chip as well. Sacked off the Girafarig for Regirock. Sorry. So, Nihilego in on Dragapult. The Flamethrower. Taken very, very well, as one would expect. Ingambit. Dazzling Gleam is some damage, but Ingambit going to force another switch. And able to just kill, you would expect. As it should outspeed. Abomasnow is going to come in on a potential low kick or cow weird thing. Why Sucker Punch? Fearing the Scarf Melmetal, perhaps. Giving this Abomasnow a real turn to get going. Iron Head. Potential flinch is not happening. Earth Power tanked. Assault Vest looking Bishop. Sorry, King Gambit. Gets the kill. There's too much right now. I don't see a way for the Snorlax. There is the Terra Fire. Hidden Power Fire. Pretty cool. Could be Hidden Power Fighting. I don't know. Here's Blastoise. Levels up with the Shell Smash. Is it now faster than Regirock? It should be. Assuming it's timid. No, Luke does not think so. He is clearly modest and not timid. That is a bit of an oversight, and it could end up mattering. Spores bounce, but shouldn't matter. Giga Chad able to take that. Dragapult in on the Hatterene is an unexpected play, especially as Trick Room goes up. Rotom's going to come in. Can it take 2 Moonblast? Definitely you'd expect. That's because it doesn't even get Moonblast. I should know that. Dazzling Gleam is the move. But quick but little Baton Pass now as a switch into Nihilego comes through. Very happy switch into Rotom, of course, but doesn't want to get crit, let alone does not get paralyzed. Volt switch to the face, looking for a switch back into Toadcrawl. Okay, dangerous mod to be playing around with the Regirock in the back. But the Trick Room is done. Eevee will be looking to set it up again as this leftovers Hatterene. It's a really awkward standoff if so. It's not. When are they going to get Trick Room booster item? Would it be 2 OP in doubles? I'm not sure. Earth Power catches an Nihilego who does live, but it doesn't really have the punch to one-shot this Toadcrawl, I don't think. And the Hatterene is now going to come back in. Eevee cannot decide which way to go about this final offensive push. And the Toadcrawl just doesn't look like dying. I don't think it can be done. The Trick Room will go back up. The Nihilego is gone. And to an overheat of all moves. Wild from Luke. He doesn't care. Respect that. So now Melmot will come in. Go for the bonk. But Iron Bash looking for flinch. Doesn't happen. Overheat cleans up. That's game. Right. That's a lot of damage. The Psychic. We're looking at the Buckingham Bonsly up against the Nottingham Noivern. Coming up right next. After that, rather fun battle. Okay. Yes, that is a Hyper Beam miss, you're right. X with the 2 cannon. That's some way to scare a Mega Venusaur. The ordinary Sizzle, Iron Valiant. Switch-ins exist. Somewhat. Hens has to click the right move. Let's see. Blastoise lead. That's a Raikou in response. Stays in. He predicts the prediction. A brave Blastoise, who in fairness could probably take 1 hit, and it's an over prediction from Levi. Trying to catch the aggressive Flygon or even Zapdos switch. Well, here is the Hidden Power Ice into Zapdos. Potential specs on that Raikou. Huge damage. That or it's a weird weird Zapdos set, and it appears to be because it's running Tailwind as it gets the Volt Switch out. Crikey. Levi expecting the U-turn, but Volt Switch is a move that Zapdos is very much allowed to run, and there it is. Primarina in on Blastoise, who gets the flip turn out, of course. Keep on switching, guys. Zapdos. Now in. Volt switch. Now 2 cannon. I don't know if Vex has realised that the Tailwind has petered out. Is he Sash or the Terra Ground? Levi predicts with the Scald and crit one-shots. Holy get fucked. We've seen that play too many times, and Levi says, yeah, me too. And Scald will kill the Zapdos as well. This Raikou has just done the number. That should be it, really. No 2 cannon. It's left pretty much down the entire battle now to some setup hopes. An Iron Valiant, but this one's going to get shut down. There's the Ice Spinner. Yachi Berry does live. Does it have Ice Shard? I don't even know if it gets the Axe. Isn't your Wing Beat like 95% accurate? How have we actually seen it miss so many times this season? I don't understand. Here is Valiant. It's got the boost. It's ready to start hitting things. Primarina in. Calm Mind. Alright, are we going to see Thunderbolt? Lived. Para. Moonblast goes to... Oh god, it's leftovers. It's leftovers Primarina. And it just dies despite being +1. Vex now praying for the para. Moonblast to the face. How much can this Scizor do is the question. It needs another Sword Dance, and rightly so goes for it, but... Oh, there seems to be no water type move. This could be interesting, but if it's Life Orb Scizor, then that is not good. Has it got Roost? It Bullet Punches. Is it? It's Life Orb. This item. And to be honest, Mega Venusaur can take one, I would imagine. Your Wing Beat, never mind. But Raikou's there in the back. It's still in the bag. For Levi. As we see the Terra Fairy just to just for a vibe. There you go. Big win for the Nottingham Noivern as well. And it's going to be a decent mon difference. Very cool. Alright. Gives us the same of Pachirisu against, guess what? The Ontario Oshawott. Ontario. That's the wrong logo there. Master Baguette is in. This is a very light blue matchup. The bundle. The sun. The sun is here, but we could see some Prankster juice. Prankster, well, don't really need some anti-weather when you've already got Ninetales on the roster. I feel like this could be awkward for the Oshawott. We see the Thunderous lead. There's no ground type. As Electric Terrain goes up and the Sleep Powder is dodged. But that's anti-sleep anyway, so it doesn't matter. Holy shit, what a fucking strat. Electric Terrain, what? Who reads that? Who, what? Why would you... And now Quark Drive. That's why you Electric Terrain. But then Freeze Drive predicting the switch. I don't know why you'd predict the switch, considering you're... Wait. You are on limited turns, because when the Electric Terrain goes down, that speed boost goes. Okay. Alright. So here's Torkoal. Being annoying. Ask me if you can Seismic toss a ghost type. That is a fair question. There's the Flamethrower. This thing gets Flamethrower. Walk Drive has worn off. Back to a 5v5. And now the Protosynthesis is the play. That's a lot of damage. I don't think that's Assault Vest Conkeldurr. No, but it will kill with Mork Punch from here anyway, but doesn't go for it. So instead, Tornadus Thunderous is sacked. And here's the Ninetales. You probably could have switched on that Hydro Steam just fine. The Flamethrower, though, outsped as it goes for the Aurora Veil. That looks like a speed tie to me. And it is, because it wins the second of them. Although I guess it technically only needed to win one of them, because barring a crit, you would expect it to then live a second. So you can Conkeldurr in on the potential Sleep Powder, but a U-turn. Rightly predicted. Cosmic Power. Knock off. Gone. I feel like I've seen this Cosmic Power set before. I'm kind of expecting Slurpuff to just come in and say, hi. It is. Hi, how about I belly drum and just beat you to the setup? Oh, it's just happening. It is. Yep. Okay. Right. That's cool. We've not seen this before. Oh, yeah. Of course, it's taken pretty well. Stored power. That is nice, but the Aurora Veil protects, and it's not Calm Mind, so stored power itself is the only real source of the power. And now play rough, and there's no Unburden to be outsped. There's no Chlorophyll for the Venusaur, because there's no Torkoal. Slay the Slurpuff, barring a play rough miss. Oh, it's outsped. Still. How? How? Is it actually Scarfed Jumpluff? That's insane if so, but it's possible. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I'm just slowly learning this gen. The Terra Water is cool. As the Scarf Sleep Powder does outspeed again. And hit. As Charizard should get a kill with the... Oh. I also don't know if it would have killed because Terra Water. So, yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay. That leaves us with the last non-featured match of the week. The Bolton Boldore. Against the London Lunalas, who had their wings clipped just a little bit. How do they rebuild into this? The squad has come. Probably the sort of squad that Isoto will have expected, though. That lack of flexibility can come back to bite. But not always. When your team's so strong, it don't give a fuck. Here is the standard Scar Fairy exchange. Looking for a forced switch. Does it have U-turn? I don't know. But Rena Regis is going to have to take the potential Moonblast. There it is. That's an absurd amount of damage. Could it be Specs and a lovely bluff? I don't know. Because, well, Rena Regis is dead. Not ideal for the Boldores. So in comes Lopunny again. Knuckle Stack, potentially because fearing the Fake Out plus Quick Attack combo. There's the Terra Fairy. Close combat, not a U-turn. I guess this thing doesn't actually attack you, though. As it does Iron Defense. Okay. What is the answer now that I think about it? It's a hard switch to Tornadus that comes through. Flash Cannon it does get. Sludge Bomb it does get. Well, there's a knockoff. Gets rid of Eviolite at 1. As Assault Cure is there for a lot of damage. As we see the instant switch to Azumarill. Assault Cure. There it is. A lot of damage. Play rough, simply hits. This is depressing. Okay. Well, there's a Citrus Berry. Cloud's going to come in. In theory, it definitely breaks through this. Where is the switch? Oh, Sword says, I'm going to leave this in. And it's going to get Shrek'd for 88%. As it body presses and returns with the kill. Was it a worthwhile trade? Probably. Then, kind of X-Cloud still done its job. It wasn't really dealing with anything else. I guess Tinglu to an extent. I mean, Mega Lopunny is not the fastest thing. But if it is Fake Out, Quick Attack, Mega Lopunny, there's a chance. There's Assurance? That Rocky Helmet Assurance? No fucking way. There's Moonblast. It wouldn't have worked against Alakazam anyway because it doesn't make sense. What? Okay. The Knuckle Stack's going to be sacked off. It's still 3v5 though. This is strong Zapdos. Hurricane hits. Okay. In comes the Tinglu, who I'm kind of surprised not to see him doing now, to be honest. As it does set the rocks. In comes the Gudra with the Ice Beam. Does literally nothing because Tinglu is a cool mon, and yeah. I mean, can Lopunny win this battle? I don't know, to be honest. It could be Scarfed Tornadus. Oh, here is Lopunny. Fake Out. And Superior, yeah, would have to die to Tornadus. It shouldn't be possible, but Isoto has to go for it. Then comes the Alakazam. No? Okay. There's the return. Why is it not Alakazam? Leaf Storm missing is huge. This is now possible. And Amarus comes in. Is it indeed Scarf? What? Huh? What? Am I missing something? There's the Quick Attack. What the fuck? Is it Scarf? Is it actually Scarf Thunderous? It is. What is this throw? What? We have got our featured matchup coming up, if I just remember how to click buttons. Right. I need to find the correct buttons. That looks fun. This will do. I need to set things up. I don't think Scarf Hurricane actually kills Mega Alakazam, though. Why would Alakazam not come in on... Like, you're going to have to take that risk anyway, right? Is after a Quick Attack? But it's, like, less likely to hit... No, 70... Oh, no, I guess it's more likely that you hit 3 Hurricanes than Leaf Storm missing. It's fair enough. I do get the logic. Perhaps I'm just a thrower because I'd have just clicked Alakazam. Alright. Let me set this up. And I'll be getting in a call with Overlord Rive and the Moses Mimikyu against the Jersey Jolteons. And we have our featured matchup right here. I am joined by the one and only Horizon for their perspective of this matchup. I don't know when this battle happened, right? Against the Jersey Jolteons, and this was a big matchup, right? It's fair to say.
Yeah, this was played on Wednesday. This is a very big game because obviously last week I just lost to Failures. So I'm on 2 losses going into this.
Happens.
Which is, I don't want to sound ego, but 2 losses already feels pretty bad for me.
You had run into the Leeds Litwicks early, so that is something to factor in.
Yeah. So yeah, this is potentially a huge swing matchup in the standings because if Ash gets the win here, then it's big catch up. So very important one.
Do you have a lot of There's going to be a lot of weather in this match. This is probably the most weathersome matchup we've seen. Like double weather.
It's one of the reasons I wanted to feature this one as soon as I saw the fixtures. I was like, you know what, this will be fun.
Yeah, is these
like 3 weather setters going on?
There's like setters you're expecting? Because I see the Vikavolt, and that seems like it hasn't come that often.
Yeah, so I was not expecting Vikavolt, although I probably should have been because it is very good against my team. If you have a look, I don't really have an answer to it.
That's fair. The Slowbro is nice to have it for, especially because there's not much bug resist outside of, I guess, Weezing and Charizard.
Yeah, and like Charizard and Weezing don't really want a Thunderbolt or like a Thunder in the rain.
No.
So
no, that's fair. But you also have the Grimmsnarl, which pretty much just likes to set screens and be annoying. I mean, you have, I guess, 2 defog potentialers?
Yeah, so I have defog on the Weezing for the Grimmsnarl because Weezing has like a decent type into it because it's Poison Fairy into Fairy Dark.
Okay. So this is Atch. So you're terrified going into the battle and probably during it. So what are you expecting him to do on turn 1, and therefore what are you expecting Atch to do on turn 1, as he's a very unusual player?
So my thought process for turn 1 was to just open Charizard and hopefully get the Mega off.
Fair. No, that actually makes sense.
The Mega off, then it becomes a Pelipper switch in, right? Because I can get rid of the rain as I swap in.
Perfect sense. He would probably expect this, though, surely. Okay. Maybe he doesn't expect it, or maybe he's gonna... Wait, if you Mega and he switches Pelipper, what happens first?
So yeah, if he swaps Pelipper, he sets the rain, then I Mega Evolve and reset it into Fire.
Okay, so this is foolproof. You just get to click Fire move.
Yeah, but I don't stay in on this because I'm scared of Prankster T-Wave and I don't want this getting paralyzed.
Fair. You don't have like Heal-Bell on Lapras?
No.
Okay. Right. Fair. Okay. But it's light screen anyway. Okay, so now you're just sad.
Yeah, so I just get rid of these screens because I don't like screens. They're annoying.
This is a very insightful reset now to turn 1, but you have got lower evasion, so who is the real winner? You are the winner because you now have chip damage.
Lowered evasion to get the Will-O-Wisp off, you know? That's synergy.
That is actually kind of nice synergy, to be fair.
So I go Gigalith predicting him to not go for the second screen and want to bring in Kilowatt Roll. So that went quite well, I guess.
That is very nice because he sees that you have no ground type, so he wants to click Thunder.
Yeah, Kilowatt Roll is really scary in general for my team because obviously Excadrill can't really come versus a rain team. It doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, but there's no rain for this. Even on the hard switch, like this is a sick read, but I don't know why in particular the Kilowatt Roll is going to come in when I feel like it's going to miss all of its moves anyway. Does it get Volt Switch?
It does get Volt Switch and U-turn.
Okay, well that makes sense then.
Also, he probably wouldn't run Hurricane and Thunder in the weather matchup, right? He probably just runs like Thunderbolt.
He shouldn't,
like that.
but we'll see.
Yeah, it is Arch, yeah.
So Swampert, okay. Is this 3 rocks though? This is lovely. No, it's not.
I'm not running Stealth Rock on this set.
What the fuck is it then?
I figured I would never be able to keep the rocks up because I'm going to be clicking defog all the time to stop him getting screens up.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. What is this, like AV or something?
It's Max Spadef with Resto Chesto with Rock Blast, Iron Defense, Body Press. So the Iron Defense Body Press is so it doesn't just lose to Ferrothorn or Bronzong if they came, but neither of those came.
That's fair, that's fair.
So it kind of has just 2 useless moves.
Yes, it is unfortunate in the way it's turned out, but the logic is there. Okay. Does Slowbro get Grass Knot? I feel like it gets... Does it? No, it doesn't.
I think it does, but I didn't run any grass coverage because I didn't think the Swampert would be a problem, and then it started clicking Power Up Punch, and I got a bit scared, so I went into the Weezing.
And so if you miss this Will-O-Wisp, it's very bad. Or if you get flinched by Waterfall.
Yeah.
Okay.
but Weezing doesn't miss. So
that is, you're trading this away, right? What the fuck are you doing? That's so disappointing for Weezing.
I mean, I am trading it away mostly because I really just don't like it.
How? It just held.
Me, but I don't like it.
It just held your shit right there. It just held it.
I'm getting a Vileplume though, and Vileplume is the GOAT, so it's okay.
Probably Vileplume would probably have done just as good, actually, to be fair. It would have held. Okay, this is a lot of Power Punch, but I feel like it's
yeah,
this is just great.
This is just teleport gaming, right?
It is. This can't really have gone much better because this entire threat is now gone.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So it's now.
Notice I have hidden Hammer Grass rather than Soul Beam because I don't want to risk the Pelipper coming in with Rizzle.
Yes, that is fair. You do get completely stuck in then if that's the case, right? Like you actually have to stay in and click.
I would just die. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So this turn, I was a bit too scared to do what was probably the correct play and just stay in with Charizard and click the button.
Yes, no, that's fair.
Ash is always going to predict the Gigalith here because it's just so obvious.
Do you not live one like Thunderbolt as well?
Yeah, but I wasn't sure what he was running, like what his sets and all that are.
Yeah, fair.
If he's like got a boosting item or something, Thunderbolt will kill. So I was a bit scared to stay in.
Well, this is fine because you're also not too shot by the Terra Fight thing.
Yeah, but it does a lot, and I don't really do anything back to it because my set is like Body Press Rock Blast.
As long as you hit the Rock Blast, the Sand will do the job. Surely.
Yeah,
just
so
don't get too hit.
I'd Terra Dragon here so that I wouldn't take too much damage, but he just swapped out, so that was kind of underwhelming.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, because now I don't have my Sands to Death Boost either, so that sucks.
Did you have any Terra plans for Lapras?
Yeah, so if you want to pause it for a sec.
Yes, I will stop.
So you alluded to this before we actually went live. So yeah, the Lapras was pretty much entirely drafted for this matchup.
Yes.
Because of Water Absorb for the Dracovish, because that thing is a massive problem in the rain. Even with a Slowbro on my draft, it still just breaks through it easily. So yeah, Water Absorb Terra Steel Lapras was the plan here.
Nice.
So it can resist Hurricane from Pelipper and Outrage from Dracovish while also being immune to all the water stuff. So yeah, that was the plan, but I got very scared of Killer Wattrel on the Gigalith, so...
Yes. Okay. I mean, had you have gone for and missed a Rock Blast, you probably would have been pretty catastrophic. And you don't want to really push your boat out after you didn't get flinched by Waterfall and hit the Will-O-Wisp. You're like, that's enough. That's enough. I feel like mid-battle, when you've got on a bit of an RNG fortune, like not go against you at least, you're like, I don't want to risk that anymore. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah.
It gets very scary here because I didn't realize this got competitive. So this thing is now +2, and I'm very scared.
You have, is this Scarf Roaring Moon? Is that
Scarf Roaring Moon, yes.
That's quite necessary, I would think.
So I just packed the Gigalith here because if it doesn't deal with this, what does it do? You know.
That is fair. Not very effective, but dead to move.
Dead to fighting Terra Blast shenanigans.
Yes. Okay. Will actually stay in because he knows he needs you to not be Scarf realistically.
So I was terrified of him swapping out, but I thought, you know what? Let's not overpredict. Let's just click Dragon move, and luckily he stays in. And
that you don't. Do you have like Brave Bird or something? Like I guess you don't need it, but
it can run acrobatics, but I'm not running that. I'm just running like Dragon Claw, Outrage, U-turn, Crunch.
Scarf acrobatics is also very strange. So
yeah, exactly.
It's just convenient that the bird is kind of made of paper. So
yeah, I go Slowbro on the Dracovish because I kind of expected him to predict the Lapras coming in because it's just so obvious.
But if you're scarfed into Dragon Claw, does it? Are you just like worried about Sash?
Dragon Claw doesn't kill from full HP. Yeah, Dracovish is quite tanky. Dragon Claw does like 86 to 99 or something, so
that's weird. What?
Doesn't actually kill. So I just do the classic Slowbro teleport pivot shit.
Now that should be game, surely, barring some crazy agility Vikavolt mega sweep.
Yeah, well, the Vikavolt is still scary though.
If it gets an agility off and it has hidden power ice and like a life orb, it can probably win with like any crit or para.
Dual Stab beats my whole draft at this point, right? Like, I don't have an
Yeah.
answer to Bug plus Electric
That
at
being
all.
said, I think Agility Vikavolt is still outsped by Scarf Roaring Moon. So
Yeah,
if
but
you
he
just
does show
attack
something
it,
pretty cool on the Pelipper, which would make it scary.
is it Tailwind?
It is indeed Tailwind Pelipper. I don't know
Okay.
if he shows it now, but he does show it eventually.
How is this gonna work out? Okay. So the burn, the screens plus the Tailwind. This is some, or the parting shot. This is some setting up for some crazy chess opening from Atch about 25 turns too late. He's gonna do some damage.
So yeah, I just go Wheezing here because it doesn't really do anything anymore.
Yes. Okay, so the
And yeah,
Tailwind's
this
there.
is if a Tailwind goes up, and I'm kind of scared of the Vikavolt now.
Can it kill from that rain? I mean, you gotta get rid of that. Get rid of that rain. Okay. Well, the Pelipper is the real Tailwind threat, is what we've learned.
So I just click Overheat here.
Oh god. Oh god.
Because
No.
because Overheat kills everything.
Yes. No, that's fair.
So this dies, so that's cool.
So you're gonna lose at least one mon difference, but probably not two, right?
Yeah, so the Vikavolt comes in, I'm just gonna sack Slowbro so it doesn't do anything anymore.
Okay.
And yeah. He had Zap Cannon, which is really cool, because if he missed, he had Blunder Policy and would have got a +2 speed boost in
Wait,
Tailwind,
he kind of wanted it to miss, actually,
yeah,
though.
Exactly.
That's so unlucky. Hitting Zap Cannon is... Oh, wait, the fucking Weather Ball, of course. It still does damage.
Yeah, Weather Ball's so good. The fact that it does that much in the rain because it's a water move now.
Yeah, it's actually wild synergy, even with the sand, of course. How many more mons got Weather Ball in Gen like 8 and 9? I feel like it's quite common now.
Charizard Y, by the way.
In the rain, bro. Doesn't matter. It's a Vikavolt, man. It's dead.
There's a pretty scary one in the mid game when the Kilowattrel got +2, but
that was.
Luckily he sacked it off to Roaring Moon, so that was very helpful.
It's just Scarf Roaring Moon as the insurance policy, but not seeing the Lapras is sad.
It's funny because it didn't even need to be Scarf because Ash was running Modest because he's greedy.
What the fuck? Why is he? Why? But that's literally what?
Anyway.
He's a Atch, man. If you're watching this VOD, you're actually a fucking psychopath. You're running a Kilowattrel, one of the few mons that can outspeed a Roaring Moon, and you're running Modest so that you're actually slower. Like, who does that?
What I don't understand though is because he's running Modest, why does he stay in?
Because he clearly thought you were adamant. Clearly, that's
of course, yeah.
You had an agreement, clearly.
I don't even know. But I'm gonna quickly throw the stats in while you have a look at standings.
You go wild. I'm trying to think of how chaotic that battle would have become for you had you have been unfortunate with a Waterfall Flinch or a Willow Miss, because that Swampert was going to force like everything out of Slowbro.
I mean, Charizard does just kill it, so the most it can do is get one mon, right?
That's fair, because the rain's never up.
Yeah.
So why was it even power-up punching? Why wasn't it like clicking rocks? I don't... What?
I don't really know, because it's never going to sweep. Because it's always going to get one kill and die to Charizard.
Maybe Atch thought you weren't going to bring Charizard.
But why would I ever not bring Charizard?
Because he expects you to bring Charizard so much that you might decide, actually, I'm going to throw him off by not bringing Charizard. And he predicted you to do that prediction and therefore not have any counterplay by sunning, and therefore only expect you to bring sand. Yes.
Yes.
He was he probably should have been Curse Pert for that scenario, so he can tank Excadrill better.
Curse could have been cool.
Yeah,
I was pretty scared going into this matchup, specifically because I think after his game last week, you mentioned about how his team had been getting quite predictable, and I was like, oh shit, Steve has now told him to go and change shit up just before I played him.
Zap Cannon Vikavolt is, to be fair,
so he brought that cool set.
It is unexpected, but it was not effective enough, which leads to my capture being incorrect. As we look for the Smiles Conference standings, you are very, 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 very close to the Cheshire Combees, but probably not as close as you'd like to be. And then, especially when you realise that actually you're only joined on 6 and 2 by the Leeds Litwicks and Failures.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have asked me at the start of the season if I were to go 6 and 2, I would have probably taken it. But to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of losing to Failure. So.
But given where Failures is, that is actually a lot more okay than it usually should be.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect him because he's very good, but I feel like he never shows how good he is. But like, maybe he's actually showing it for once.
Things are still very, very, very close, and despite a bizarre win for the Dakar Drapion, they are still in 16th, and I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't understand what's going on with Mojang. Like, he was one of the best players last time he played, and he's now just like the only 2 wins he has is because of like crazy RNG, and I don't understand what's going on.
Atch is Atch, and has now got a 4-0 to 4-4.
I mean, he played Rain for 4 weeks. People realized he was playing Rain, even though I don't understand how it took 4 weeks for people to realize he was playing Rain, but it did, and now people realize he's playing Rain.
He has been
he's not winning anymore.
He has been quite horrendously unlucky in at least one of those battles that I can recall.
Yeah, but he also got a bit lucky in a couple of ones at the start, if I remember right.
Fair,
so it's kind of evened out a bit this season. He's not been like his crazy or unlucky normal self.
Well, he's got the buses, and the Tampa Turtwig are going the other direction on the bus route. They have actually 3 dubs with the power of a lot of angry offensive mons, so it is working.
Yeah, the Turtwig's draft is really cool. I really like it.
It is.
There's a lot of really scary stuff on there.
I don't think we're any closer to figuring out the entire mid-pack area, to be honest.
Yeah,
you would probably expect the Bonsly, Lunalas, and Deino to hang up, but like, I just don't know.
I mean, the whole conference, as you say, probably from Vex to literally to Flow, I think can go anywhere. I don't.
Fair. I would say from the Litwicks included in that. I would. But...
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't sadly see Techo climbing up as much as I think he should, because I think he's better than his record seems to imply. I really don't understand how he doesn't have a win yet. It's very sad, because honestly, out of the 6 wins I have, he was one of the hardest ones in week 1.
Yeah.
So.
How it is. That's how it is. Double digits, in fact, for Yeti in the Smiles conference. This is Mimes season, but understandably, you will claim that he's not had any tests as he has Mega Venusaur in the Smiles conference.
I mean, Mega Venusaur is 3 wins, so you know,
yeah.
it's a little bit.
But Mega Venusaur
Mega
Venusaur has it ever won a draft league?
I don't think so. It got very close when Matty and Icy had it, but they lost to Mojang in the final.
It probably should have won, but it hasn't.
Yeah, maybe this is the season it finally wins one.
Maybe a Mimes run would be.
Mimes win would be very cool.
Quite something unexpected.
I'd be very happy with that.
No one is near Gallade, who actually got back on the kill horse this week. I saw.
Gallade farmed kills for a few weeks and then didn't do anything for like 4 weeks in a row, where people realized that you should actually prep for Gallade. And then it got a couple kills this week.
It's very oppressive with the sharpness. It demands prep work.
Very scary.
It's
one of those ones that, like, it probably should have been a tier 2, but like we've never really seen Gallade do anything before, so we put it in tier 3 so it could do something.
That's fair. I mean, it does kind of
Terra, it would be kind of lame.
It does kind of have to run like Sash or Scarf, so it's kind of niche, but it's very good at that. This one isn't existing. Honestly, just fuck Harry for drafting this shit.
I don't like Urshifu. It's such a stupid mon.
Goldango is
the ability is
heavily.
dumb as well.
Where is the other Megalopony? Oh, it's down here. Okay. Fair enough.
Megalopony, I wouldn't be surprised if both Megaloponies finished the season in like the top 5. The thing is stupidly
it's a bit. Yeah. Regidrago is the cool tier 3 that can do it all, but I don't know where the other one is. I actually don't. Was it only?
I don't think anyone else drafted it.
Nobody else drafted it. No, wait. No, maybe not. Oh, that's strange.
Oh wait, no. I think what's his name? Sword has it right on the Lunalas. I think.
Yeah, perhaps. Let's.
Yeah, he just hasn't been bringing it very much.
That's because he's got the Salt Cube to bring as well. So.
Yeah, the Salt Cure thing has been coming every week for both teams that drafted it.
Why wouldn't it? It's quite good. Although we are seeing some forced counterplay to it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good that it's a tier 5 and does force counterplay though, even if it doesn't really do anything when you do that.
I enjoyed Covert Cloak knockoff Toxic Serena. That was
I
content.
really did enjoy Vex's fuck you set to the knuckle stack.
So it is cool. I don't know what we're actually doing next week in terms as I will be still in Dallas come the Sunday. I fly back on the Monday, but I won't land until about 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning with 6 hours of jet lag. I am then in a webinar that day before going into London for one interview on the Wednesday morning, then rushing back here to do a 6-hour online assessment center interview for the rest of the entire day. So that's why Thursday the 8th is pretty much the next date I'm actually alive.
Thursday the 8th. Is that going to be the next stream then, you think?
That is the earliest chance of an actual next stream, which is kind of despair because...
In that case, do you think we should just do like 2 weeks for the next game and keep it on Sundays? Is that better?
I feel like a double week would make sense, but it would just be a double duration week because we couldn't do week 10 before the mid-season, so...
Maybe we just give everyone 2 weeks to do this next game.
It gives people more time to figure out their trades. If nobody wants to wait, then I'll just throw my stream key at you or someone, and I'll just die for a week. That would be unusual, but I'd have to send over all overlays and stuff. I'm down to do it in 2 weeks' time. It just depends how bored people might get.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm happy for it to go midweek and then do, but it depends on like whether you'll be like ready to do the mid-season stream.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter when the week 9 stream is, because no matter what, the mid-season will be on the...
It'll be on the...
like 18th-ish. No, yes, no.
The mid-season stream would be scheduled to be the 11th.
True.
If things were going as planned, but are you going to be ready for the 11th? If you won't be ready for the 11th with mid-season, then there's no point rushing the next stream, right? So
I think that would be optimistic. It is possible. I just have to pull like an all-nighter and have the responses in quickly, and it's not impossible.
I'd rather not rush it, because I think a lot of people look forward to the mid-season thing.
Yeah,
so.
I just don't know what's going to be going on that particular weekend. It's also something to do with RLCS, but probably EU, so I'm probably not going to be involved because I only cast for like SK and they aren't going to be in anything, like an invitational. So I just don't really know. These next few days even are complete chaos. I don't really know. I mean, I need to be out first thing in the morning to get my car MOT'd, but also plan and coordinate something that isn't even announced yet for that evening.
That's cool.
Which is cool, but it's really not cool. Well, it is kind of, but it's not. It's not, because it's more shit, and I need to prepare for actually going to Dallas. I've made no notes, no prep. I only know North American stuff from just following the season in general, and that's really not enough to be a caster for. And then I need to prepare for the shitty interviews after Dallas, because the in-flight Wi-Fi, having tried it last time, is basically non-existent. Don't use in-flight Wi-Fi. It doesn't work. It's terrible. So I can't really prepare unless someone wants to go onto ChatGPT and write me a verbal presentation to give about a random topic in a conference, then yeah, sure, I'll do that.
You should give a presentation on Pokemon Draft League.
I feel like a consultancy firm won't be able to appreciate that.
That's on them though, isn't it? Really,
it is kind of on them, and technically, if I present it well enough, they will get on board. But it's meant to only really be 3 minutes, so I feel like there's a lot of context to give during that time. For a Pokemon Draft
I mentioned competitive Pokemon in my interview for my job, and I got that. So
that's fair, but that's because you have an arsenal of spreadsheets to display in that regard. You didn't focus on the fact it was to do with competitive Pokemon. You said, "Hi, look at this fantastic spreadsheet. It just happens to be about competitive Pokemon."
Kinda.
Yeah. Unless the interviewer happened to bring it up and it was on your CV as a hobby.
But it also happens to play competitive gaming and asked me to explain an aspect of something that I'm knowledgeable on. So I ended up explaining EVs and competitive Pokemon.
That is... But
you had an example of how you can explain things.
You have to be able to explain a complicated concept in layman's terms. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So we have the final week in the Miles Conference for this half of the season. You're playing the Bonslys. How does that feel? Terrifying or not?
Absolutely terrifying. I hate playing versus Vex. However good my record is, I normally win.
That's fair.
I hate playing against him.
That's good enough. We have a Drapion Boldores matchup, which is kind of wild.
That's awesome. I want to watch that.
And also a Deino Regirock. Those are my pick-out battles.
That's cool, but not as cool as Drapion versus Boldore. That's my pick for the week.
There's
that
also
sounds
real
really fun.
sleeper matches here with the Turtwig and Noivern and Litwicks, Snorlax.
I think Litwicks versus Snorlax will be an absolute content fest. There's some really cool teams there.
It's every Litwicks game, you know.
I wonder if anyone's going to put money on Teko's first win of the season being versus Matty on a 7-win streak.
You know what? Like, that's the sort of thing that Smiles Go for Miles produces. It may not, but it very much still could. We have the Entei challenging the Blazikens, who, barring a bit of a mishap / misplay / misprep this battle, should probably still be unbeaten this season, but they're not.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason Pudding has lost a game is because he threw away his Crocodile versus an Regirock for no reason.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much. So we have the Yanma against the Bellossom in what is actually kind of a tense matchup because somehow, and thanks to some interesting RNG on occasion, the Bellossom do have 3 losses at this point, but that is quite Bella. Perhaps by not peaking too soon, she will have the stamina to last up high during the remainder of the season.
Maybe by not basically already having playoffs sorted already, she'll actually care in the second half of the season.
Fair, though, she has already previously, even last season, placed very strongly. So, I mean, we know it's possible. The Gallade losing to the Fishpond SuperRods, that might not be possible, but we'll still hold out for it for content.
From what I know, Subsan and Sigmoid are playing that game on LAN together or something, so there could be some weird shit going on.
Could be some weird shit. So what's going to happen is Subsan is going to explain to Sigmoid how he literally cannot lose that battle and just buy him lots of drinks for Sigmoid to agree to lose, as he won't care because he's a based coach, and he'd be like, sure, bro.
It'll just be Sigmoid. It'll literally just be them two agreeing on Sigmoid giving Gallade 6 kills. That's going to be that battle.
Pretty much, what's your price? I think that's fair. Mimes against Starmies is very, very big, as is Rotoms.
Yeah,
Lumineon.
The Mimes Starmies game is spicy.
Yeah.
That's a really cool game. Because Sniper desperately needs to win that. If she loses, she goes into the break at 4 and 5, which is not ideal.
No, that's fair, actually. And it would be very weird, not bad, but weird to see the Mimes at 8 and 1 going into mid-season.
Yeah.
By far.
It's the Mega Venusaur effect, I'm telling you.
It is the Mega Venusaur effect. It has been in some of the battles. It has been. It's a gravity of a Mon. It's like, I feel like within 3 turns of a battle against the Lumineons this week, I saw a band and a Specs knocked off. That's what Mega Venusaur does to people. They just tunnel vision on it. It is terrible, but yeah.
The amount of times I see a battle where someone gets a kill or does something that lets Mega Venusaur click Synthesis, and then the game's just over, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, no, it demands quite a lot of not just prep, but decision-making in the battle that not many other Mons do. It's like Mega Sableye.
For free, you just lose.
It is like Mega Sableye and OU. I feel like Draft League Mega Sableye is very niche and requires a lot more tech, but Mega Venusaur does just kind of do what it does in OU in Draft.
Yep.
Whereas I like Mega Sableye because it's very different and kind of harder to use.
Whereas Mega Sableye is probably my most hated mon of all time, so...
Yeah, but that's fair in probably OU and other formats, but in Draft...
just in Draft.
Really, in Draft? It's not...
The type of team I usually run really struggles to deal with Mega Sableye. Because you don't really have enough damage.
You literally just click Weather Ball and it just dies.
No,
Weather Ball
this season, sure,
okay,
but I don't normally have teams like this where I have actually good offense. Normally I run quite slow teams that rely on passive damage, which is exactly what Mega Sableye doesn't care about.
I guess. We just see so much Mold Breaker anti-play, and the fact it doesn't really have supreme bulk that allows it to even compete defensively in this generation. It's actually...
but its bulk is kind of doubled by the fact that you never hit it super effectively.
Yeah, but it's kind of more of an offensive threat now, and Tim's actually using it right by just whacking knockoff on everything, because it has a decent base attack. And
it's like 80 or something. It hits pretty decently hard.
And when it's stab knockoff as well. Knockoff is such a stupidly widespread move that everyone forgets that it can actually hurt when it's used by a dark type. So it's weird. It's 9:30 though. I've enjoyed an evening stream. It's unusual to have Draft League at such a late time, but that's what happens when I'm driving across. Perhaps it'll be possible again. I don't know. I will have to keep everyone up to date on the shit that is happening in this next fortnight. But because don't worry, because when it comes to the start of July, we're literally moving house. So God knows what's going to happen then when there's like no internet or something. But in theory, it's close enough that I'll probably move my computer in as one of the last things. So like when it comes to things like Draft League, I might just come back here and do it. I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to be wild. It's going to be like Smiles Go for Miles. It's great. So for any newbies or lurkers, !Discord is there. I will let you continue whipping everyone back into order and ensuring that Draft League replays are done on time. Apparently one of them is already done, that being Harry against the... that's about it. There's plenty of replays still to get. It was nice to have all the replays. That does help, I guess, when I'm
one of the first times this season we actually got all the replays in on time.
I'll have to keep at that. I'm pretty sure next time will also be the case, surely, with an extra
at least 4. But like the Ludicolos and the Inkays are in this league, so I'm not holding out too much hope.
That is absolutely
Inkays are
true.
done already though, so maybe we're okay.
That's fair. You know what? I'm optimistic. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been week 8. Yes, 8 of the Mars Conference and Smiles Conference that make up the Smiles Go for Miles Draft League. Do get your week 9 battles done. And I will see you, I guess, on the Rocket League channel before then. And we'll see you back here, probably with Draft League before anything else. Okay.